Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now it is the end of the month, and we always end with a little Q&A. So of course, Riddler goes up, you drop your questions, and we read through them. So chapters 2 will be down below, but we've got everything from my favorite credit card YouTubers, how I pick my next credit card, what should Goldman Sachs do or Marcus do for their next credit card push, and a lot more. So of course, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, first things first, we have Mr. Red Sox Nation checking in with actually, if you're a frequent follower of the show, one of your more reasonable questions, believe it or not. So thanks, I appreciate it. So what is America, or when is America going to pay down the $30 trillion national debt? I think we both know they're not going to do that. There's not a good way to do it for anyone whose job or keeping their job relies on popular votes, right? So this is not Republican, Democrat, it doesn't really matter. It's like paying down debt in your own life. There's only a few different ways to do it. You can reallocate funds from another area, but that's going to piss some people off. You can raise taxes, but that's going to piss some people off. You can lower government spending, but that doesn't really help the economy that much. So, they're just going to keep raising the debt ceiling, and because we're America, I think people are okay with it. It's almost like we are our own version of too big to fail in the global economy, if you will, much like banks were. So I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. I just really don't. But maybe write your local congressman and ask them the hard question instead of asking me the hard question. But thanks. Zachary checking in. What are the main factors that help you decide what credit card to apply for next? A few things. It's like a function of what goal am I trying to accomplish. So when I got the U.S. Bank Triple Cash card, I've talked about it here before, but my goal is to keep my relationship with U.S. Bank open so I can keep churning their bank accounts, and you needed a credit card to do that. If you're out of footprint, you can get a credit card anywhere in the country of theirs. So get a no annual fee credit card with a sign-up bonus that doesn't hurt Chase 524. Same with the Ink Cash. I wanted the 5X back on cell phone and internet, 2X back on gas, plus it had a $750 sign-up bonus. I got the Ink Unlimited because it had a massive sign-up bonus of $750. And then you take something like the City Custom Cash that I don't have yet, but I always have my eye on it. That card is a great utility player card, so I don't really care about the $200 bonus, but to have another 5X card strengthens my core setup. So it's either going to be, is the sign-up bonus worth it? Does the card satisfy one of my goals, or is it going to strengthen my card setup? Those are my three. I generally just don't get cards for card's sake, but there's nothing wrong with that. Inevitable. Which credit card YouTubers do you follow? Are you planning on doing any future collaborations with other YouTubers? As far as who I follow, I'm subscribed to, I think, 2 for sure, and that is Ask Sebi. Anything he puts up, I'll watch, and it's because of his background in it. Analysis skills, he's able to present things in a different light that I don't often think of. So when I watch him, I generally learn something still, which is great. I think Credit Shifu is still good as far as being the first person to get news out and make a video on it. Like, he's very quick, which is a skill in this game. It can take a while to do a video. And then as far as that, everyone else, I can see who you guys watch on YouTube in this space. And I'll say I watch a lot more, but I watch them differently, right? Talking about it. So like a Waller's Wallet, I liked him. Mark Reese came in my class, when we coming up in the same time. He's had tremendous success. The guy from Proud Money. Guys like that I'm watching, because I do learn stuff from them too. I don't want to act like I don't, but I'm also watching to see who you're watching, to see what they're talking about, seeing how they're talking to you, how they're delivering it, and things like that, because I can steal from them, I can learn from them. I'm not above saying that. I wouldn't call it competition, but I just think it's, you want to watch the game tape, right? You want to watch the other team's game tape to see what they're doing. Some people do it better, and I can do it better too, but I got to learn from them. So I would say, any one of those guys. Now, as far as collaborations go, I've had a few, but it's tough because there's got to be a reason to do it other than just going on the other person's channel to hopefully steal some subscribers. That's part of it, but, so I was talking to someone in the comments recently about, I would love to get someone in the crypto world on, not a crypto bro, like you're just going to go hardcore and buy 58 coins, but someone who can say, hey, look, this is crypto. This is what I see happening, because I don't love it. I'm not secretive about that, but it's coming. Like, it's in credit cards, it's in bank accounts already, and it's just going to get more and more and more. So whether you like it or not, I still think that would be a beneficial video, because then you can learn about it and then you can decide if you like it or not, but at least you know enough to make the decision. So if you know anyone who's not like a hardcore crypto bro, but you'd like to see on the show, I can probably reach out to them and see if we can set something up. So drop some recommendations down below. But I think that would be a perfect example, like a win-win for the audience, the other person. They get to showcase their knowledge. The audience learns something. I learn something. And more so than just a subscriber grab, if you will. Clifford, why do you think Team Cashback all got knocked out of the tournament before the Final Four? So he's talking about the Credit Card Madness tournament. I'll link the most recent video down below if you're interested. Because Cashback has an upper limit on how good the cards can be, although I think it's somewhat misleading in the fact that this is the second tournament. In the first tournament, the Wells Fargo Propel made it to the finals. But you think about how good the Wells Fargo Propel had to be to do that. So it's almost like, you know, your travel cards are your Power 5 schools, and then maybe you get a Cincinnati in there every so often. But if you think about it, most issuers don't really try that hard. Chase and U.S. Bank have the best cash back cards, and you probably didn't think I was going to say U.S. Bank. Freedom Flex, Freedom Unlimited, Ink Cash, Amazon Card, and on the U.S. Bank side, Altitude Go, Cash Plus, Triple Cash. Some of the better cash back cards, but even U.S. Bank being a top 5 bank isn't really well known out there. You know, that hurts. So you're really relying on chasing like 2 cards. And through my own era, I didn't even put the Freedom Unlimited in. So that was my fault. But I think, yeah, it's just the cashback is an upper limit. So you have to be Propel good or Freedom Flex good to even have a shot to get there. But again, we leave it up to the vote, so maybe you guys chime in a little bit and let me know, or let Clifford know why you chose the cards you did over this. I'm not passing judgment. That's kind of why I like to leave it up to the people's vote, so I'd be curious to know as well, but that's my guess. Now, do mortgage or auto loan, or Doc checking in, do mortgage or auto loan inquiries negatively affect credit card approvals odds? No, they shouldn't. Mortgage credit's actually different. It appears differently than regular credit pulls. And that's done because, one, the credit bureaus are set up so that you can shop around, so you can hit Bank of America, Citi, whoever, in a reasonable amount of time, and it won't just keep dinging you. Auto loan, I don't know much about auto credit, but it shouldn't either. You know, but again, if you're getting ready for a mortgage, you probably don't want any credit card applications 3 to 6 months before, and of course through closing, but it shouldn't, It's actually, pretty, mortgage credit, it's creepy because if you ever had a mortgage, the servicer or the lender who closed the last one, actually, because we can tell when you pull mortgage credit, you'll get a call like the next day, like, hey, why are you trying to leave us, But no, it shouldn't affect your credit card approval odds, honestly, because again, credit cards, they're just pulling for one spot, and they're just checking that overall credit score, and if you don't have any derogatory marks or anything like that, it was where your mortgage is doing what they call a tri-merge, pulling from all 3 bureaus a full score and report, obviously because it's much larger money than just a credit card. But you should be fine. Stanley Martin Jr. here. Are you going to do another international credit card comparison video like you did when you compared Amex cards from the U.S. to Canada? Maybe something in the EU or UK. I don't have anything planned. I think he's talking, I see that was a collaboration though. I had my buddy Nick from Ways to Wealth reached out and said, hey, I want to, we'd always talked a little bit through the comments, and this would be a good idea to get someone from Canada with a different perspective on to talk about what they see. So I'll try to find that and link it down below if you haven't seen it. So to answer your question, I don't have anything planned. I'm always open to requests, and this would probably be another good collaboration video. Because I can do a bunch of research on the UK and EU, or we could just bring someone on who's like, hey, I live this every day. So if you know someone who'd like to see on the show, let me know down below, but I'm not opposed to doing it. But again, that's another example to our earlier question of a good collaboration. So there you go. Why not? I always like taking ideas from people. It makes videos easier sometimes if I know what you want me to talk about. Mr. Joker here. What would you like to see and when Marcus by Goldman Sachs releases a proprietary credit card, keeping in mind what they've done with Apple Card and GM? Yeah, so they paid like $2 billion to get the GM profile, which I am working on a video on. And of course, Goldman Sachs has the Apple Card. I think it's a function of how Goldman Sachs views Marcus, right? So I think one of the biggest mistakes the big investment banks did was when they look at retail banking, which is like you and me, not institutional traders, they just kind of forgot that people without money eventually get money one day, right? So there's nothing keeping you out of Goldman Sachs as a client or anything like that, but it was always so unapproachable because you didn't know anything about them. They really let Robinhood and Wealthfront and Webull and all those guys with 2 free stocks slide in and just take a whole millennial group, if you will, away from them. So I think they should be leveraging Marcus to get back into the mainstream folks, and credit cards is a great way to do that. So I think they should focus on cashback, number one. I don't really think there's any need to do the travel thing, and I think they should keep going with other brands or other things. So I could see them, like, what if they went to Tesla, right? I think they're going the right approach with Apple. What if they went to Tesla? Like, you guys don't have a credit card. We could get you a credit card. Young people love Teslas, man. I think being on the internet, you kind of have to have a Tesla. At least tell someone you threw down for the Cybertruck, even if it's never coming out. Something like that. I think they could, even the M1 Owner's Rewards card, I don't want the card, but I still, for people with M1 where you get, multipliers based on the shares you own in companies, I think that's a really good deal. And if their goal is to get in with Marcus and then help send you upstream to Goldman Sachs, something like that could work for them pretty well, but it's got to be cash back, easy to use. For stuff people like the iPhone, like Apple, there's just easy sells. Well, almost the co-branded partner sells it for it. Goldman Sachs, I don't believe, sells the cards. I mean, people are getting the card because of Apple, not because of Goldman Sachs. I think that could really work. Things like Tesla, something like that. Or things that, maybe go after a mortgage company. No one's captured the mortgage market yet. I mean, I don't think they do mortgage lending over at Marcus yet, but they could. So I think that would have to be the play. But you let me know what you think. I don't necessarily give you any specifics, more so a plan of what they should do. Go after those unchanneled markets. But what would make you get a Marcus card by any means? Because, again, I think they can do it. They just got to commit and actually do something, which I think they're finally getting around to using the Marcus brand. All right, 2 more. Good friend Ben Latempa checking in. Got my sign-up bonus for my U.S. Bank Cash Plus and Wells Fargo After Cash. How would you go about getting the $200 bonus without a checking account with both banks? Thanks for the content. You're welcome, sir. It's funny you should mention this. I just went through this with my Triple Cash card I talked about earlier. So if you don't have a bank account with some banks, they won't let you cash out. You can do like statement credit, maybe gift cards, but you can't ACH it out to another bank, which is a crime in its own right. So for the Triple Cash, I just ended up using as a statement credit, but I've got like $16 over there I can't get out because you have to do it in increments of 25. I think you might be able to call them and see if it works, if they'll do something for you. But the better scenario is open a bank account and take more of their money, sir. That's the answer. I'm going to tell you why, because you've been here for a while, so you know what I'm going to say. U.S. Bank often runs offers where you can get $400 for opening up a checking account, doing like a few direct deposits. And they pay. I've done it before. It's very easy. Wells Fargo, I mean, some people don't like to do business with them. You've already got the card, though. They oftentimes run a $200 or $300 checking bonus as well. I've done that one, too. So I would say, hey, you guys won't give me my money? Fine. I'm going to take more of your money. I'm going to open the checking account when I have the offer. If they're public offers, I'll link them down below. They might not be running them right now. I'd have to look, but if I can find them, I'll link them for you. And do that. It's really easy. And then you're saying, hey, I got my bonus plus $400, plus $300. But I don't know another way unless you want to keep using the card and do as a statement credit or call and maybe they'll help you out. But I would definitely go the bank account route and take more of their money because why not? Ballin here checking in. So any updates on Chase cards that bypass the 524 rule other than United, Southwest, Amazon? Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. I haven't heard anything, but we did just recently have updates to IHG, and I can imagine some other serious co-branded partners, once they catch on, like, wait a minute, you guys are doing what? Well, I want to get past that. Especially if IHG just went through the trouble of refreshing their 2 personal cards and releasing a business card, a new card. And especially if, I think is Hyatt in there? I don't know if we've heard about Hyatt, but Hyatt would be one too that I would think like, hey, we're pretty competitive. We also released a new business card. Can we get this deal? So I haven't heard anything, but I would imagine as word gets out and these guys are clearly making more cards. There's always been rumors of another tier personal Hyatt card as well, but that might have just turned into the business card. I don't really know for sure, but I would say it'll happen at some point, especially with the bigger issue. Now, there's some issues like British Airways and Iberia in our leagues, I don't think they care. Their cards aren't even that good, but your core guys, your core transfer partners, I think will start to push. But again, we'll never know because Chase still hasn't said anything. Chase doesn't publicly acknowledge 524, so whatever does change is really just going to rely on data points, which really means we're going to have to rely on people who, not knowing what 524 is, to apply anyways, just to be the data point they want. So it might be a little bit tougher to get information on this, honestly, because, people who get it, would probably apply over 524, probably wouldn't have known it anyway. So, but if you guys have data points, of course, let us know down below. But anyways, guys, that's been all of your questions, so I appreciate it very much for you guys writing in. Of course, if you want more information or more detail, feel free to let me know down below, and we can definitely chat it from there. I already asked you some questions, so I don't need to ask you any more, but I will say, of course, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Content just like this, and of course, every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So if that sounds interesting to you, of course, go ahead, press the subscribe button. But anyways, guys, thanks again for your questions, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.